Welcome back to another GT Homes exclusive. One of the questions we often hear is, how has real estate pricing in the GTA changed over the years? Great question. Looking at historical data about real estate prices, we can see how the market behaves and changes over the course of many decades. By looking at this data, we can make informed decisions about how to invest in real estate. In the 80s and 90s, the Canadian economy was battling high inflation and interest rates. In fact, there were record highs that pushed inflation to more than 12% and lending rates up to nearly 23% in 1981. In these decades, the average price for a home in the GTA reached a peak of $273,000 in 1989. This was seen as a crisis for affordable housing, as the average price just 5 years previously was $102,000. The Bank of Canada made policy changes to lower inflation, which is how we eventually reached today's target, to a 2% inflation rate. Average housing prices dropped down to $188,000 in 1996, before returning to steady growth for several years. From 2001 to 2007, the average price for a home in the GTA increased by roughly $20,000 each year. But in 2008, the US housing crisis put a pause on growth. Average prices held just under $400,000 for a couple of years before quickly skyrocketing again. In 2017, the average housing price reached $822,000, a huge jump of nearly $100,000 from the year before, when prices were averaging $729,000. Policy changes were again introduced to address affordability. Ontario brought in the Fair Housing Plan to try to slow the rate of growth, which worked briefly. Prices dropped to $787,000 in 2018, but by the next year, the number had climbed up back to $819,000. And then COVID hit. While many industries had to hit pause during lockdowns, the average prices for homes soared. From 2019 to 2020, they went up by over $110,000. And in 2021, the average home price exceeded $1 million. So what can we learn from the past? Short-lived fluctuations may scare off some investors, but those who look at the big picture and have deep knowledge of the historical trends in real estate will be prepared to weather any changes and reap enormous rewards in the long run. This has been another GT Homes exclusive. Remember to subscribe and to visit us at gta-homes.com.